Welcome to our 15-minute seated stretch. A few things before we get started. First of all, you can do this whole series sitting in a chair if you would prefer to be off of the ground. A chair is totally fine. And you're going to need a couple of props. We're going to sort of use all the tools that we have available to us. So I'm going to use a yoga strap. Quite often you might have like a strap that comes on your yoga mat, or if you don't have a regular yoga strap, you can use like the belt off of a robe or anything like that that you've got. But try find yourself a strap. And then I've got myself one yoga block. You can do the same as I'm doing, or you could use a folded blanket or towel, or even a pillow that's a little firmer in place of the block. Okay, and yeah, like I say, feel free to sit up in a chair if that's more comfortable for you. So to get started here, if you're in the chair, just scoot yourself forward so that you're independent from the back. You're not leaning against the back of the seat. And same in a seated position. So just coming into easy pose, feel free to put your blanket, pillow, or block underneath the hips to lift them up. Take a little pressure off of the hip flexors if that feels good. And let's just sort of settle in. So just close your eyes. Hands can just rest on your knees or in your lap. Just start to take a couple of lengthened breaths. Seeing if you can get the breath to travel all the way down to the diaphragm, so into the bottom of the lungs. Stay soft in the belly. We're just going to try to bring everything into a nice tall posture. See if you can find your spot in space where you feel like head is over heart and heart is over hips. Try to relax your shoulders away from your ears. Let's take one more deep breath. Good, and then just gently opening your eyes, turning the hands over onto the knees unless that's where they've already been. We're just going to move our bodies sort of around in a circle, just a couple of times one direction and then a couple of times the other direction. And the key here is to try to stay nice and stable or grounded through the sit bones. So wherever you're sitting, no right or wrong, just go back and forth here. Good job. Okay, left pinky finger is going to go on the bottom. Just press the palms forward, and with your inhale, circle the arms up towards the ceiling. Just hold for a breath. Try to lift the rib cage. With your exhale, we're going to let the right hand come down to the left knee. Left hand is going to touch the floor behind you, or you can hold on to the back of the chair if you're seated in a chair. Couple breaths here, just a gentle twist. Don't be too rigid about keeping things locked in place. Just kind of use this as a little bit of a warm-up. See if you can find that connection again with the posture. So as you inhale, we're going to lengthen the crown of the head. And as you exhale, just try to relax your rib cage. Soften wherever you're feeling tight. And then gently unwinding back towards the front. Good job. Opposite pinky on the bottom. Same idea here. Press the palms forward. Inhale, circle the arms up. Lift the rib cage. And then we'll allow left hand to come down to the right knee. Right fingertips to hold behind or touch the floor. Same thing here. A couple of breaths. Try to close your eyes in the twist. Just prevent yourself from straining your eyes around the circle. Just take one more breath. Good, and then release back towards the front. Great job. Okay, so we're going to use the strap. I'll stay seated towards the front here. I'm just going to move back. Let's take the left leg extended. The right foot's just going to come to the inside of the thigh. If you are seated, keep the right foot flat on the floor if you're able to, and the strap just around that transverse arch, so underneath the toes here. You can play with the position a little bit. I want you to see if you can straighten the leg and even lift your heel a bit. Just try to breathe. This should be more of an opening as opposed to anything really, really kind of aggravating or bothersome to you. See if you can feel the backside of the knee open. And we're just gonna kind of hold and breathe. Practice stacking the rest of your torso up nice and tall. Just take one more breath. Good. Let your heel settle. Lift the knee, so just bend your knee here. Okay, and then we're gonna just scooch. If you're seated on the floor, we're gonna scooch this right ankle or right shin underneath of our leg to allow a little bit of lift. You won't need to do this if you're in the chair. So right hand is gonna take the strap and left hand can just come beside you for support. We wanna lift up. Now, if you need to keep your leg rested on our little kickstand, you can, but if you're able to sort of lean back a little bit and lift your left leg, then that's what we're going for. So the idea here is let's start to turn our shoulders towards the left and draw our leg across body towards the right. And we're just looking for this often quite tight stretch in the IT band. So running on this kind of flat, broad side of the quad. Okay. Some people will be able to twist the shoulders quite far. Just find your edge. We'll take one more breath. Good job. Square yourself back up to the front. Try to place your foot down nice and gentle. Okay, making our way into the other side. So bring the left foot in, extend your right foot. The strap will come around the bottom of our foot. And then we're just gonna sit tall. If you're able to lift the heel a little, get a little extension on the back of the leg, then that's good. Not mandatory. See if in your mind you can track the muscle here. So feeling from the heel, any bit of tightness or tugging as you track up the backside of the leg. Just helps to create some body awareness. When we just pause for a second, let our brain kind of connect with the area that has tension right now, helps to train those neural pathways between brain and body. Take a deep breath. Good, just relax your leg down. We're gonna bend our knee and scooch the left foot underneath. Okay, so again, just keep your left foot down if you're seated in the chair. We're gonna take the left hand to the strap, and then if you're able to lift your leg up and start to draw it across to the left as we turn our shoulders to the right. Getting into the IT band here on the right leg. Again, that tracking of the muscle. Just practicing really drawing all your awareness and attention to certain areas of the body. It really does help to create that epic body awareness. Good, and then we'll bring ourselves back to the front. Just place the foot down. Okay, my friends, we're going to lose the strap. We're gonna take our feet wide here. Okay, so if you're seated with me, I want you to kind of scooch your bum and make sure that your feet are wider than the hips. So feel for a second and make sure you're sitting up really nice and tall here on the sit bones so that as we fold forward, which is what we're going to do, same thing if you're seated in the chair, As we fold forward, we're really initiating this movement from the pelvis, and we're gonna lengthen our low back. We're not gonna lean into our low back. Okay, so we're just gonna start to take the hands forward if you're on the floor here, and bring your shoulders to the inside of the knees. You can catch your big toes with the peace fingers if you would like to. And if you're seated in the chair, then just widening your knees and allowing your body to hang forward. So this is sort of a ragdoll type of a position. You can allow the shoulders to round. As you get more comfortable here, see if you can find the breath right between the shoulder blades. So deep inhale, try to fill up the back side of your body. We'll just take one more breath here. And then keep the upper body nice and heavy and start to roll and stack your spine just the same as we do when we come up to a standing position. So take your time here. Heel toe your feet back together. Okay, so if you're seated in the chair, you're going to take the left hand to the outside of your knee. We're going to come into another spinal twist. Us on the floor, we're going to allow both knees to come over to the left, and it might take a little bit of adjusting. Okay, and then just try to sit really tall and pull your shoulders like you're squaring your heart towards your heel. Good, come back to the center, pull your knees back up. Same idea here, so take right hand across, left hand back, let your knees come all the way over. You'll be seated just on the right sit bone here. See if you can try to square your heart or your chest to the heels. Good. And then come back here to the center. Excellent job, everybody. So coming into a seated position, again, sit yourself up on your block, your pillow, your blanket, whatever you need. And let's see if we're able to take the right heel in front of the left. If you're in the chair, you're just going to sit with both feet planted. Again, we're propped up really high on the sit bones here, so bum is forward. You're not leaning against the back of the chair. Okay, we're going to take the left hand up and over, just hooking the ear, and then allow your ear to fall to the left. So you can stay here. If you find that you have a lot of tension in the jaw, or sort of a known neck or shoulder issue, then it'll be good just to stay here and give your body an opportunity to respond. The rest of us are going to take our right arm forward, and you're just going to start to play with the position of this right arm, just continually sort of moving it around to help change the sensation or the intensity of the stretch, all the while just keeping the torso nice and flat. If you find a spot, I have a spot back here that feels quite good. I'm just going to pause here. Any tingling or numbness down into the arms, note that. Wiggle your fingers, make some fists if that's helpful. Ooh, this is a good one too. Wrap the arm forward. Gets a little bit more into the back of the neck. Good, and just release really gently when you release. Try not to disturb the neck, just roll the shoulders to loosen up some of that. Other side, almost done here, guys. We're gonna take right arm up and over. Let your ear fall to the right. Relax your jaw, find some space. If you wanna play around with the position of the left arm, go ahead and move that around. It's really interesting when you start to feel the difference side to side as well. Something on one side feels completely different than it does on the other. Just take a moment. We'll go one more breath wherever you're at. Good, and then just allow everything to come back up here to center. Good, finishing things off here quickly just with a little roll of the shoulders and then a quick little movement for the wrists. If you're sitting with me, you can try take that left ankle forward. just to keep things nice and equal. Okay, sit up tall here again. Take your hands out beside you. We're gonna make like fireworks. Okay, not really a right or a wrong, it's more of an energy thing, just really stretching and spreading the fingers as much as you can. Spread your fingers, roll your thumbs. Good. Hooking your hands, okay, so we're gonna take the left hand on top of the right. Again, get really strong through the upper body, try to squeeze the shoulders together and just allow that tension or that pull. Good. And release. So just sitting tall here, finishing things off with a nice little bit of alignment, so stacking everything in a nice tall line. Hands to heart center. Closing our practice, taking thumbs to forehead, kind thoughts, to mouth, kind words, to chest, kind hearts. Namaste.